The story of the 17 camels. Once upon a time, in a small desert village, there lived a wise and kind father. He was a humble man, but he was blessed with 3 loving sons and 17 strong camels. These camels were not just animals, they were his treasure, his livelihood, and the pride of his family. The father often thought of his sons. Ruplul, the eldest, who was strong and responsible. Nathu, the second, who was clever and practical. And Lalji, the youngest, who was innocent and full of questions. He wanted to be sure that, after his time, his sons would live in harmony and continue his legacy. So before his passing, the father wrote down his last wish in a will. Ruplul, the eldest, should receive 1/2 of the camels. Nathu, the second son, should receive 1/3 of the camels. Lalji, the youngest, should receive 1/9 of the camels. With peace in his heart, the father passed away. When the days of mourning were over, the 3 sons gathered under the shade of a palm tree to read their father's will. They untied the camels and counted them. 17 camels in total. Ruplul, the eldest, read aloud, "Father says I must get 1/2 of the camels. 1/2 of 17 is 8.5. But how can I take 8 camels and 1/2 of another? We cannot cut a camel." Nathu, the second son, frowned. "My share is 1/3. 1/3 of 17 is 5 2/3. But camels are living creatures. We cannot divide them like numbers on paper." And Lalji, the youngest, cried out, "My share is 1/9. 1/9 of 17 is 1 8/9. What will I do with 1 almost whole camel?" The brothers looked at one another in despair. None wanted to disobey their father's last wish, yet none wanted to harm the camels. So they quarreled. "This is impossible," said Ruplul. "We must sell the camels and divide the money," suggested Nathu. "But father wanted us to keep the camels, not sell them," Lalji protested. The argument grew heated until a traveler passing through the village stopped and asked, "Why do you 3 brothers quarrel on such a sorrowful day?" The sons explained their dilemma. The traveler smiled gently and said, "Do not worry, perhaps I can help." The traveler led his own camel to the herd and tied it beside the 17. "Now," he said, "you have 18 camels, let us try again." The brothers looked at him curiously. "Ruplul, you are the eldest, your share is 1/2. 1/2 of 18 is 9 camels." Ruplul counted them out joyfully. "Nathu, your share is 1/3. 1/3 of 18 is 6 camels." Nathu nodded in satisfaction as he took his share. "And Lalji, your share is 1/9. 1/9 of 18 is 2 camels." The youngest clapped his hands and hugged his camels. Now the brothers counted together. 9 + 6 + 2 = 17 camels. To their amazement, 1 camel was left, the traveler's own. He smiled, untied it, mounted it, and said, "My work here is done. May peace remain in your family." The brothers bowed deeply, their eyes full of gratitude. Life often gives us problems that seem unsolvable, like dividing 17 camels into halves, thirds, and ninths. The solution does not always lie in rigid numbers or stubborn arguments. Sometimes all it takes is a fresh perspective, a little generosity, or an extra step to make everything fall into place. The wise traveler did not lose anything. He merely lent his camel to reveal the solution. The moral is, with wisdom, creativity, and a willingness to give a little, even the hardest problems can be solved without loss or conflict. If you like my story, please like, comment, and subscribe.